Hey, what's going on guys, it's me Blighting Gamer and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be starting a new what if, and finally, since you guys saw the announcement video, I'm going to finally reveal it. What if Cynthia was Ash's mom? So without further ado, let's get started with the story, shall we? Our story starts at our hero's room where he is reading his book. He has read all of his mother's collections, myths, legends, and others. But this is his favorite. It's about Hisui. He's interested with its lore, history, and Pokémon. Before he continues reading, his mother walks in instead of Delia to remind him it's Cynthia. She reminds Ash about tomorrow will be his journey. Ash apologized to his mother about it. He just reading his favorite book. Ash stops reading and go to sleep. The next day he woke up and goes down to see his mother. After good morning breakfast, Cynthia asks Ash if he has everything he needs. Ash responds he does. He has everything that he needs for his journey. Cynthia smiled and said, Ash, remember the lessons you learn, and be careful because Sinnoh has not been normal for the past few years now. She also had to go and do her champion duties and her research about the ruins, hopefully figuring out what's going on in the Sinnoh region. Also telling Ash to whenever he's nearby to Celestic Town, head to the research center to meet her there. Ash promises to his mother he will get there once he's nearby. She hugs Ash and tells him his partner is waiting for him in the backyard. Then she left. Ash headed to the backyard. He tries to find his Pokémon, but he's nowhere to be found. Then Ash said, "Today is the day, pal. We're going to start our journey, and hopefully they can achieve their goal." Before he continues speaking, suddenly he gets bit by his Pokemon. He grabbed it and reveals to be his partner, Gibble, who is different from a normal Gibble. He smiled and tells Gibble, "Is he ready for their journey?" Gibble nodded. Ash grabbed Gibble's Pokeball and recalls him. He left his house and goes to the exit of Twin Leap. After a while, he reached Sandgem Town. Luckily, he knows where Professor Rowan's lab is and continue onward. While heading there, he keeps hearing a familiar voice asking around where Professor Rowan's lab is. And once he saw who it is, he smiled and calls the person. And it's Dawn, Ash's childhood friend. They talk for a while. Ash helped Dawn to navigate where Rowan's lab is. During this, she asked Ash if he's getting a starter. He answered no, he already has one. Dawn is shocked and wanted to know what it is. Once they get to the lab, he would show it. Eventually, they reach the lab and Professor Rowan greeted both of them. He asked both if they are ready to start their journey. Both said yes and head into the lab. Rowan explained there is only one starter left. So he reveals to the starter to be Piplup. Dawn is okay with it since Ashes already has one, so she picked up Piplup. Rowan gave Dawn her dex and Pokeballs, and then he turns to Ash. Before he gives Ash his Pokédex and Pokeballs, a rumble occurs, causing the lab to shake. Rowan calls his assistant and asks what is going on. The assistant explained one of their research Pokemon is going on a rampage, so they check it out. Once they did, they got there. The wild Onix is rampaging around the lab, causing some damage. Professor Rowan tells his assistant to get the other Pokemon away from the danger and call Officer Jenny and Nurse Joy, which he did. But Ash feels something isn't right with the Onix. He asks Rowan if he could help. Rowan is reluctant, and Dawn tells it's dangerous, but Ash wanted to help Onix. After a lot of convincing, Rowan allows Ash to help, but be careful. He nods and approaches Onix. The berserk Onix stares at Ash and begins to rush towards him. Ash immediately sends out Gibble, Onix using its tail to swipe Gibble, but Gibble jumps and follows it with a rock smash, causing Onix to roar in pain, but gets even mad. A black aura starts to surround Onix and headbutts Gibble, causing him to fall over and hit the floor. Onix is about to use Rock Slide, but Ash tells Gibble to use Dig underground. Gibble was fast enough to burrow underground. Onix set its eyes on Ash and starts to use his attack on him. He was able to dodge some, but a few hit him. While this happens, Ash noticed Onix's eyes are not right and its aura, it looks like someone or something is making Onix do all of it. But he won't let Onix suffer more. He tells Gibble to come out, and suddenly Onyx got hit in the back by Gibble and starts to climb on him. Onyx tries to shake him off, but Gibble bites onto Onyx's body to prevent him to fly away, and reaches his head and landing a rock smash, critting it, causing it to faint. The red eyes and dark aura disappear. Ash goes to Onyx and asks if he's alright. The Onyx gave Ash a low grunt, telling him he's alright. Ash apologized to Onyx and gave him a berry. A few hours later, Nurse Joy and Officer Jenny arrived to know what happened. While this, Ash and Gibble being treated by the assistant, and while Dawn just scolds Ash, that was completely reckless thing to do. He explains Onyx needed help. Dawn understands, but still, Rowan calms everyone down and asks Ash what happened to Onyx, also telling him he was reckless. Ash apologized and explained what happened. So that's it. I guess that would have happened since Sinnoh hasn't been normal lately for a few years. Rowan said Dawn also asked about his Gibble, if it's breeded from his mother's Garchomp. He said no, he just found Gibble like this. But after Ash recovered, he received his Pokédex and Pokéballs. Ash and Dawn decided to accompany each other in their journey. They say goodbye to Professor Rowan and his assistants, and they headed up to Route 202. Once they arrived, they talk about their goal. They both know each other's goals, and they also explain it to their Pokemon, mostly Dawn since Gibble knows Ash's goal. Suddenly, a wild Baniri appears. Dawn wanted to catch it. Ash asked if Dawn knows how to catch a Pokemon. She answered no, but no need to worry. Ash said that's where I should worry. Piplup tries to land a peck, but Baniri counters it. Piplup with its attack and sent him flying to Dawn. They both fell over, and the wild Baniri ran away. Dawn failed at it, but there's a next time. Ash tells Dawn he could help her learn things. After a while, they found a spot for them to practice. Ash is training his Gibble and Dawn practice her coordinating with Piplup. After taking a break, Gibble approaches Piplup. Piplup is confused and for some reason having a bad feeling. Gibble bites into Piplup's head. Annoyed by this, Piplup uses a barrage of bubble beams to send Gibble flying, heading towards a small forest. The duo panics what they saw and asks Piplup why did he do that. He explained what happened, but they know Gibble's like that, so he says sorry for what he did. They go after Gibble. Meanwhile, a wild Starly is just having a peaceful day and suddenly got crashed into the ground. When Gibble gets up, he is met by an angry Starly and starts to peck on him. They were in a slap fest until Ash and Dawn arrive. They see what is happening and Ash wanted to catch that Starly. He tells Gibble what to do. Gibble nodded and jumps, then fires a Dragon Rage, causing Starly to get stunned, and Ash throws his Pokeball, and after 3 shakes, it clicked. Ash celebrated his capture while Dawn just feels embarrassed to see Ash doing that. They continue on, but neither of them know a boy that is watching the whole thing in a faraway clearing, then criticize Ash's latest capture. We'll see him later on. Ash tells Dawn to maybe challenge some trainers around the area to improve her skills and her Pokemon. Dawn thinks it's a good idea, so they battle some trainers around. Ash wanted to use his new Starly after getting to know it and training it. He used it to defeat a youngster's Bidoof, while Dawn is getting the hang of it but almost lost to a bug catcher. They took a break for a while, but a wild Baniri shows up, and this time Dawn is prepared. Piplup battles Baniri. After a struggle, she captured Baniri. They headed to the nearest Pokemon Center to check their Pokemon and to rest. Once they got there, they waited for a while. While waiting, they spot a Krogunk is just sitting there just looking at them curiously. They ask Nurse Joy about it. She tells them that the Krogunk is still wild and been sitting there for a long while. She has been taking care of it, but it's just sit there doing things. That's it. After that, they got their Pokemon and left. Dawn is a bit unsure if she's going to win the contest, but Ash reassures her, but she tells Ash that he doesn't understand about being a child of a top coordinator. But Piplup interrupts them and points at the Krogunk that is following them. It turns out it's the same one that they met at the center. Ash gave him food knowing Krogunk goes back, but no, he continues to follow them. He asks Krogunk if he wants to join them. Krogunk nods. Since Dawn doesn't want to get it, Ash is the one to catch Krogunk. After letting Krogunk in their team, they continued their way to Jubilife. While heading there, they trained for a while for Ash, his team, and for Dawn, figuring things out for her contest. Reaching their destination, also getting their real Poketch. Dawn practiced Piplup and Baniri so they can do their best, and Ash and his team are helping them as well. She noticed Ash seems good at it and that he should join. Ash thinks for a while but ultimately decides to join in possible for experience. Being almost late to register, they finally got in. During the changing room, they meet a coordinator named Zoe. Things go the same for Dawn. As for Ash, well, he used Gibble. He doesn't really fit for this but was able to pass barely. But also, Dawn noticed that Gibble has a different moveset than the last time that she saw Gibble in battle. Next round, Ash loses to Zoe due to her making her Pokemon moves looks nice while Ash was focusing on the battle part. When Dawn faces her, she tried her best but Zoe was able to beat her. With Dawn being upset, Ash and comforts her alongside Gibble and Piplup, but it's not working. She calls her mother and tells what's the problem, and her mother tells Dawn to not rely on her and to do her own thing, and she has friends to support her. They leave to the Pokemon Center to heal their Pokemon. After healing, they were about to leave when suddenly they saw two weird-haired guys that are assaulting a guy. That looks also a bit shady but they don't mind it. They stop them and notice something: they aren't normal molestors. And little do they know, they were actually Team Galactic grunts. The two grunts sent out their Pokemon to get rid of the three, but Ash and Dawn sent out Krogunk and Baniri. The fight isn't a struggle for both, so they finish the two grunts Pokemon. Defeated by the two, they run away, but at least something positive was there. Their machine corrupting Pokemon was working properly. They ask the guy if he's alright and notices something about Ash's hair. It looks oddly similar to... Then realizes he's actually Cynthia's son. He reassures himself and tells them his name is Looker. Looker warns them to not interfere with Team Galactic's plan, and he wasn't able to fight back because he needs to cover. He doesn't want to reveal himself, or else it's going to remove his plans from not working, and that they should stay out of it. So he deja vu out of there without giving them any sort of way to contact him. Ash and Dawn are extremely confused on what just happened, but they decided to continue with their journey on Route 203. And that is where we're going to be leaving things for right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've been waiting to do this what if. I've been planning this for the start or ever since I saw this one. I have a lot of ideas to go. Again, get ready to see something interesting later on, especially some Legends Arceus stuff in it. You'll see what I mean once we get farther. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye everyone!